Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're doing something just a little bit different. We are time traveling. Not literally, of course. We're just going back to a time when technology was a little bit different. Specifically, the very late 80s and early 90s. So everybody kind of knows Windows 95. I'll crop in I'll edit in I will edit in an image of Windows 95, and then later on Windows X, which evolved into XP, 7, and eventually 10, and now 11, but not very many people are using 11 yet, so 10 is probably the last familiar OS that everybody knows. But how did we get there? Well, we actually started off with something called MS-DOS, which is text-based. It's actually what you're seeing on the screen right now. Now, I only know a limited number of commands for MS-DOS, such as ver for version number, which tells me that this is an IBM personal computer running DOS 3.20. I also know, of course, the one that everybody loves, dir for directory, and of course, CLS clears it. Now, a lot of people opted just to have MS-DOS on their computer, especially in the late 80s, but by the 90s, Microsoft was starting to come out with some versions of Windows. So for example, this one is Windows 3.0, but you're thinking, wait a minute, you're in text mode, how can this be Windows? Correct, so let me boot into Windows here, so I'll just type in Win, short for Windows, of course, and here we are. We are greeted with this lovely start screen. Now this, according to the copyright date, came out in 1990. Alright, so let's just take a look around here. Now I have already customized this, and you customize it using the main, which you can go into Control Panel here, and then you can adjust your colors, and your desktop is where you'll adjust your background and stuff like that. Now, despite having a globe here, this does not connect you to the internet. This just allows you to adjust your currency and, like, your time format, whether or not you're using, 24-hour or 12-hour clocks. Just a bunch of different, international things. So let's just get rid of that, because that's not what we need. Desktop, so just to show you, I love the chess wallpaper. The chess wallpaper is my favorite, but of course if you wanted something reminding you of which operating system, you can always tile it with paper, which is of course showing you the, let me minimize everything, which is of course displaying the Windows logo. Alright, let's go back to Control Panel, because I would much rather look at chess. Where did it go? Chess. Center it. Okie dokie. Wait for it to... there we go. Okay, so let's just take a look at some of the things that we get with Windows 3.0. So, obviously we get the Windows OS itself along with, the desktop environments. But we also get some other stuff. We've got some accessories here. Let's take a look at those. So, of course, we have a writer. So, let's just see what... this is a test, exclamation point, and it comes preloaded with, well, this is just basically a very basic version of Word or WordPad. Still not as basic as Notepad, because you can actually change the font quite a bit, so let's change it to terminal font. Let's make it bold. And let's enlarge the font a couple of times. As you can see, it works. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's close out of that. I do not want to save my changes because that's pointless. Alright, we do have a very retro-looking version of Paint as well. So I'm going to attempt to draw my YouTube logo, so this will be interesting. Let's start off with a non-filled circle of this. Wow, that's off a little bit. Okay, close enough. Actually, I probably wanted to do that with a solid. Well, we'll see what happens. Alright. Let's fill the background of that with red. Okay, it does stay. What do you know? And let's fill the background of the page with gray. And then let's get out our trusty dusty paintbrush and draw my oh my god. These are not... Oh my, let's see if I can't just make that a little better. There we go. T... H. Close enough. Let's get out of this before people judge me for how badly this was drawn. Do I want to save? Absolutely not. That is horrendous. Now we do actually get the more simplified notepad, which does not have any of the font changes. I assume that this would probably just feed directly into like a laser, or what are they? Dot matrix printer, but this is a test. And, you know, this is a lot simpler. This is probably how you would save system files and stuff and edit stuff on a system basis. So this is just a very simple text editor. Nothing fancy, nothing for, like, business executive stuff. So I do not want to save. Let's see, calculator. Let's just make sure the calculator works. 2 times 2 equals 4, correct. 6 times 6 equals 36. Wonderful. Okay, let's just close out of that. Clock is... Ooh, I can move it. That's weird. Clock is incorrect, but that's because I haven't set the time on this system, so that's... Seems like it works. I forgot, I can just move things. They don't auto-snap to a grid. That's something that I'm not used to. Okay, let's check out the games. Solitaire and Reversi. That is the most depressing list of games ever. Let's do Solitaire. Alright, let's maximize, and let's just give it a test. Alright, what can I do here? That looks like I can do... Oh, wait, 3 on 4. Flip 8, and that's a black 8, so I can't put a black 7 on it. So I can't do a whole lot. I can't do a whole lot. Yes, 10, that can go there. Do I have a 9? No, I don't. Okay, but the system seems to be handling the game just fine, so we'll assume that the game works fine and save you the trouble of watching me lose at Solitaire. Let's close out of that. Now, it's interesting because you're probably wondering, well, wait a minute. Windows is all about multitasking. That's the whole purpose of having a user interface that isn't text-based. So how good is it at that? Well, let's find out. Let's see. Let's open up accessories and let's have an instance of write. And I'll just, this is a test. And let's minimize it. Okay, so as you can see, it minimized down here to the corner. Now let's have Paintbrush opened, and I'm just going to select something. This is very bright. Let's pick that, and let's make it big, and then let's, yay, woo, and let's get some cyan in there. Yeah, cyan and magenta. Beautiful. Let's minimize that. Let's open up Calculator. Okay, the system is starting to have some stuff. And let's do some larger numbers. Let's do 128 divided by 64. Okay, let's minimize that. Okay, let's add in, let's leave this accessories box open. Actually, no, let's minimize the accessories box. Oh, so that minimizes within... That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, then let's leave that open, but let's also open up games. And let's have Solitaire open. And we're going to leave that opened. And we're also going to open and minimize Reversi. Let's just click on... I don't know how to play... Oh, okay, I see. I don't know how to play Reversi. Perfect. Alright, so let's minimize that. Let's go back to solitaire, and let's make the window a little bit bigger. Okay, and okay, so ace, great. 5 on 6. 4, 2, 10 on a jack, no. Queen, no. Wait, jack on a queen, I missed that. I completely missed that. 7 can go on an 8, but they're both black. 10 can go on a jack, but they're both black. 2... Yeah, no, so that's not working. So, but anyway, the system seems very responsive, actually. Much better than... Wait a minute. Where did... There they... Okay, so it takes a minute sometimes for things to draw in. So let's minimize this, and let's try on-the-fly switching. So let's go back to right. And this is a test. It's right where I left it. Let's add... Okay, so that is a little bit more text added into the RAM. The paint, let's add in some draw features. So let's completely fill some of these spaces here with some different gradients that I haven't used. Let's do some bright greens. Let's do some blues. Let's get this tacky orangish brown stuff in there. Okay, so that's going to be using more RAM. Ooh, I'm getting hourglasses now when I'm minimizing. It's struggling. Okay, that's still good. Let's continue playing on... Ooh, let's see if I can't figure out how to play. Okay. So that's got some more stuff to it. Let's minimize that. Let's go back to solitaire. Oh my. Okay, so we've got a 2, got a 10, we've got a queen, 7 can go on the 8, 6, 5, flip, that gives me a 3. Okay, and I'm going to say that this system is actually pretty usable as a multitasking system. Now, you're probably wondering, alright, what happens when you just close out of Windows? Alright, let's do that. Let's close. Save changes. Okay, this is asking me about my write program, I think. So we're going to say, no, I don't want to save that. No, I don't want to save paintbrush. And there we go. It closes just like a normal computer. Well, except that you're still left with a DOS prompt. Now, in Windows 95 and 98, it would have an image that says it is now safe to turn off your PC. This doesn't have that. This just puts you back to the DOS prompt, and you're supposed to know at that point that, okay, it's now safe to turn off your computer. But again, WinVer gives me my Windows version. Ver gives me my IBM, or my DOS version. dir gives me a list of my directories. CLS clears. You know, this is also usable as a secondary OS for your system. And again, all you have to do is type in Win, and it boots right into Windows. So, given what time frame they're in, you got to remember this is 1990, right? This is not 1995. This is not 1998. 1996 was when Internet Explorer was introduced to the Windows as a bundle. So, looking at it from those perspectives, I'd say that this is a really good operating system. And if you look at it from the perspective of Linux, you know, this at least has a user interface. If you're looking at it from the perspective of Apple, this is right there on par. I mean, they had a user interface as well, but this was definitely the origins of Windows, and that is something that, you know, you just kind of have to respect. And there is definitely going to be a thumbnail of this, or of this. That is going to be my thumbnail right there. Alright, and with that concludes my video. I hope this wasn't too boring. This is definitely not a gaming video, but definitely something interesting. So without further ado, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.